Well, hello and welcome to the Modern Yin Podcast. I'm your host, Kimberley Roberts of SolefulYin, and I am so glad you're here. I want to take a moment to help you understand what this space is all about, especially if you're new here, and how this podcast can support you. This podcast is really geared for busy women, especially over the age of 40, who feel like they're constantly on the go, taking care of everything and everyone, but you know what? Not taking care of themselves. And over time, that can start to look like feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, tense, tired, but wired, or just disconnected. What I share here is a different approach. Instead of pushing harder or doing more, we focus on slowing down, supporting your nervous system, and creating a sense of safety in your body. Because here's the thing, when your body feels safe, everything starts to shift. Your energy improves, your mind becomes clear, your body softens, and you begin to feel more like yourself again. Inside this podcast, you'll find simple practices using yin yoga, acupressure, reflexology, breath work, mindfulness. These are all designed to fit into what I call real life, even when you only have a couple of minutes. And if you're looking for more support, you can come and join me inside my Patreon. That's where I share full yin yoga classes, guided practices for emotional support, nervous system resets, and even nourishing recipes to support your overall well-being. It's really a space where you can go deeper at your own pace and in a way that feels supportive, not overwhelming. So whether you're listening while walking, resting, or just taking a moment for yourself, I'm so glad you're here because you've landed in the right place. Take a deep breath, let those shoulders soften, and let's begin. Why your body won't let you sleep, even when you're exhausted. Put your hand up if you know exactly what I mean, because this is what we are diving into today on the Modern Yin Podcast. So welcome. So there's a moment, and I know if you're a woman and you're here, you know this well. You're exhausted. Your body is tired. You've been going all day long, and you just cannot wait to get into bed. But when you finally get in there, and you got your comfy duvet, and you're lying on your silk pillow, and you're like, I'm so ready for this. But instead of drifting off, something else is happening. All of a sudden, your mind wakes up. Or your body feels kind of twitchy and wired. Or, here's a classic one, you fall asleep only to wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning staring at the alarm clock. And the question becomes, like, why the heck can't I sleep when I'm this tired? And that is frustrating. It's confusing. It's even a little defeating because you're like, I'm so tired. Why am I not sleeping? But what I want to offer you today is this. Sleep isn't just about being tired. It's actually about whether your body feels safe enough to let go. So I'm going to repeat that again because I really want this to land. Sleep isn't just about being tired. In fact, it's often about whether your body feels safe enough to let go. This is huge. We're going to dive deep into this next, okay? Because this was a piece that I missed for a really long time. When all the other pieces of the equation were working well, I was like, why am I still not sleeping? So I want you to think about sleep for a moment. Sleep requires safety. So sleep is one of the most vulnerable states your body enters, right? You're letting go of control. You're letting go of awareness. You're letting go of doing. You are asleep. You do not know what's going around your environment. You're asleep. You have no idea. And here's the thing. Your nervous system will only allow sleep when it feels safe. So you might be thinking, yeah, but I'm in my home. I'm in my comfy bed. I've got all the things in place. The diffuser is going. I've got music. It's nice and dark. It's cool. It's like, isn't that safe? But here's the thing. If your nervous system is still in a state of bracing, still scanning, processing, holding tension, it's going to be really hard to resist that transition into feeling safe. And it's not because your nervous system is doing something wrong. It's actually because it's doing its job. Because you see, your body is always trying to protect you, even when there's no immediate threat. Okay? Does that land? Because we're going to keep going. We're going to talk about the tired but I'm wired feeling. And this is something I see all the time from my patients in my reflexology practice. I hear it from my students on my Patreon. They're like, why am I so tired but I'm so wired at the same time? These are women who are completely exhausted. But their bodies, they just won't settle. This is what we call the tired but wired feeling. You see, your body is physically depleted. But, and here's the big but, your nervous system is still activated. What does that mean? It means cortisol has not fully come down yet. Adrenaline is still circulating. There might be glucose, like blood sugar issues happening. So instead of softening into that sleep, your system stays slightly alert, just enough that it kind of shows up like your mind is racing a little. Your body feels twitchy, restless. You just have that inability to fully relax. It's not failure. It's physiology, right? Because your body is always trying to protect you, even when there is not an immediate threat. So hopefully this is landing, because now I'm going to put a little different spin, a little different lens on things. We're going to talk about the Chinese medicine perspective, okay? That 1 to 3 a.m. wake up. Now, if you're a woman and you're over 40, I can 100% guarantee you that you have hit that before. Suddenly, you're wide awake and you look at the clock and it's 1:30 in the morning and you're like, what the F? So here's the thing. If you've been listening to some of my other podcast episodes, you probably have heard me talk about the liver system. But we're going to talk about it a little more here. Because between 1 and 3 a.m., that's the liver system time in Chinese medicine. It's the time where the liver system is going through its energetic shift, through the meridian system, through the TCM body clock. And you see, your liver is responsible for that smooth flow of energy and emotions in the body. This time frame is also when the body naturally processes and moves things that haven't been fully digested yet during the day. So if there's stored frustration, unprocessed emotions, or any kind of stagnation in the system, this is the time frame that it shows up. And yeah, it can certainly wake you up. It's not random. It's actually rhythmical. Your body is trying to move something through. But if your nervous system is tight or still bracing, guess what? That movement gets interrupted. It's kind of like all of a sudden you've got a garden hose with water flowing through it and it's just flowing like a breeze. And all of a sudden, bing, you put a kink in it. And all of a sudden it's like, why is the water not flowing? It's exactly the same thing. So why does your mind get so busy at night when you're so freaking exhausted, right? It's because during the day, you're occupied. You're doing, you're solving, you're responding. There's like this continuous constant input of data in and out, in and out, in and out. But at night, there's space. There's lots of space. And in that space, what you haven't processed already begins to rise. Things like thoughts. Things like emotions. Things like mental loops. And this isn't because your mind is the problem. It's because your nervous system finally has the quiet it needs to process, right? But without nervous system regulation, that processing can feel really overwhelming instead of settling. So if all of this is landing right now, you're like, ooh, okay, I'm getting this. Let's talk about the shift that you need to make. You don't need to force sleep, okay? This is where we really start to have a mindset shift here. I want to say it again, something really important here. Sleep is not something you force. It's something you allow. And allowing sleep means preparing the body to feel safe enough to let go. Okay? Allowing sleep means preparing your body to feel safe enough to let go. Now, what does that actually look like? Well, slowing down earlier in the evening. Let's get off the scrolling and watching the news. Supporting your nervous system through breath, gentle yin practices, reflexology, acupressure, meditation. These are not as a routine to get sleep right. I want you to think of it this way instead. It's a way to communicate with your body that you're safe now. And again, remember, the body needs to feel safe. The nervous system needs to feel safe in order for sleep to happen. And when your body and your nervous system believes that you're safe, then sleep becomes available again. You see the loop I'm making here? It's not about forcing the sleep. It's about inviting the nervous system and the body to feel safe. You can be in the coziest bed, in the most luxurious sheets, and I've been there because I've made my bedroom an absolute oasis. It is dark. I've got sleep mask. I wear a sleep mask over my eyes. I have a silk pillowcase. I have a silk eye mask. Oh yeah, I said that before. I have beautiful sheets, the most fluffy duvet. I've got a humidifier going in the room so that, the moisture is right and it's nice and cool. And so that's what I used to think making your sleep happen. Those are all kind of like nice to haves. But the thing is, if your nervous system is still bracing, if it's still on and it doesn't feel safe, it is especially not going to let go when you're supposedly in the most vulnerable state. You're asleep. You have no idea what's going on around you. So this is something that I've really worked on a lot because, and I know you can relate to this, when your sleep is crap, nothing works. Everything is an effort, like I mean a major effort to happen, right? Even the simplest of things is like, oh my God, why is this so difficult? Why is this just so taxing? It's not. It's just if you're not sleeping, nothing works. So this is something that I'm really starting to focus on inside my Patreon space right now. I've already got some simple creative ways and supportive ways to help your body unwind before sleep. I've got an entire collection called Sleep and Deep Rest. It's yin practices, we've got reflexology, we've got gentle nervous system regulation. Because here's the thing, again, sleep isn't something that we fix at night. It's something we prepare for throughout the day. Okay? It's not enough just to be like, okay, I'm going to unwind for half an hour before I go to bed. That might work sometimes, depending on what you've had on your plate that day. But if you've had a day where you've been under a lot of stress and your nervous system has been really taxed, you need moments throughout the day to restore. And what does that look like? Because some of you might be going, hey, I got a full schedule. I don't have like half an hour or an hour. I don't even have 15 minutes. You know what? The bonus is you don't. You need 5 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Literally, just instead of spending that 5 minutes scrolling through Insta, how about instead you spend 5 minutes focusing on your breath? Because if your body has been feeling wired or restless or resistant throughout the day, you're not going to sleep well at night. Unless you take a really long time to decompress before bed. And let's face it, who has that amount of time? Right? So on my Patreon, you're going to find practices there that help you soften, that help you release the bracing. And I'm just getting started with this because this is literally a heartbeat passion for me. And if you missed my episode last week on food and nervous system regulation, you are going to want to go and listen to that because this is something else that I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into. And I have been already on my Patreon, and I've been starting to put up recipes as well. Because here's the thing, if you don't eat well throughout your day, you're going to sleep like crap. And I can guarantee you that because you know what? I'm going to tell you something that happened to me not that long ago. It was actually a few nights ago. So I had a pretty crazy day and my breakfast was not substantial. I didn't have enough protein at breakfast. And then lunch rolled around and I thought I was having enough. I had enough protein, but I didn't have enough fiber. So then I skipped an afternoon snack, which was not a good idea because I didn't have enough fiber at lunch. And so by the time dinner rolled around, I was tired. I hadn't spent any time, even 5 minutes, restoring throughout the day. So I spent 5 minutes just before making my dinner. And then when I went to make dinner, I thought, okay, I was having eggs, I was having some ham, and I was also having a mixed vegetable with tahini sauce and a few baby roasted potatoes. So here's the thing. I had enough protein at dinner, but the fiber, the vegetables I had peppers, I had zucchini, and those are great, but they're not really high fiber. So I should have added something a little more, like maybe some broccoli or some cauliflower or cabbage, something with a little bit more substance in the fiber department, and I didn't. So then I went to decompress and do some yin, and by the time I went to bed, I was exhausted. But guess what? I woke up at 1 a.m. and I was hungry. So I had a glucose hit, low blood sugar, cortisol spiked, and all of a sudden I couldn't sleep. I was so restless. So I did something that I hate to do, but I had to do it. I went and had something to eat. Is that ideal at 1 a.m.? Especially when your liver system is moving through its energetic shift? No, but I needed to sleep. So I did it, and I was able to fall back asleep. But then here's the thing. The next morning when I woke up and I looked at my Oura Ring stats for my sleep, it was crap. The restlessness was high. Sleep quality was low. I ended up only sleeping 6.5 hours, which for my chronotype and my system, I need 7.5 hours. So now I was in a sleep debt of an hour, and I had no energy. So what was my day like? It was crap. I was exhausted. I didn't do any workout because I didn't have the energy for it. And I put my Oura Ring on rest mode. And I focused on making sure I was hitting high fiber and high protein every single meal and having at least one snack. So I want to tie this in if your body won't let you sleep, it's not because it's broken, it's communicating with you. And it's asking for different layers of support. What does that look like? Breath work, meditation, nervous system regulation through yin practices, acupressure, reflexology, eating well, taking moments to restore throughout the day. And when you start listening to all of that, instead of forcing, that's when things are going to start to shift. When sleep is becoming less of a struggle and more of a return. This is modern yin. This is where the stillness does the real work. Sleep is not something your body does when it's tired. It's something your body does when it feels safe. And I'm going to leave you with that. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for pressing play today. If today's episode supported you in any way, the next best step is to come practice with me. Inside my Patreon, I share simple yin yoga, acupressure, reflexology, and nervous system practices designed for busy women who want to feel calm, grounded, and back in their bodies without needing a ton of time. You'll also find full classes, guided practices, and even nourishing recipes to support your well-being. Until next time, take a deep breath, slow things down, and take care of you. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for pressing play today.